Hey everybody, this is Scott. Welcome to part 4 of Badlands, Attica, Indiana. So I'm continuing on here. This is literally the second day I was there. I'm still trying to get used to all the trails, learn my way around so I'm a little more comfortable. As you can see, the park is still pretty empty. I believe this is Monday. There weren't maybe 20 people that I saw in the park. Tuesday was even slower, but we'll get to that. But anyway, it gave me a good opportunity to get to know the trails and get comfortable with the trails. So I'm not going to sit and talk through this whole thing just because, well, I'm really not that good at talking, but I should say talking about just riding. But I will pop in from time to time here and interject some comments. As you can see by this section of the trail, I'm on one of the main drags. I'm trying to figure out which way I wanted to go to start out into the wooded areas, into the heavier terrain. So I figured what I was going to do here was make my way all the way to the back and get into the trail system in the back of the park, and there is so much of this park. It's just huge. I had a hard time trying to hit every trail there. I was there for 6 days riding, and I know I still missed some of the trails. Not to mention the trails that were underwater, but I mean, I literally could not hit every one of these trails. So, let's see here. At this point, I had just come in off of that sub-main road, and I started on one of the larger branches down the sand dune hilly area. So kind of off to the right, you get a lot of the trails going down into the marshland, the dirt area, so to say. But like I said, it was a lot of fun, a lot of terrain. Still, at this point, I'm really leery about the water. I hadn't had a chance to test a lot of the water holes to find out how deep they were. So, since I was riding by myself, I was being kind of leery. I prefer to handle trail systems, especially when you're going solo, to learn the trails and get used to the trails before you do anything crazier, whatnot. I learned the hard way the first time I had the machine out at a park and found the deepest mud hole right off the bat and swamped it before I had my snorkel kit on. So you don't make those mistakes twice. So I circled back around and I ended up near what I'm going to call the lower parking lot. And I decided at this point I was going to go into the swampier area down by the river. And check out some of the trails along the river. Most of those trails in that area are considered either orange or red. Actually, I believe some of them that I got on were actually the red in the heavy swampy areas, which you'll see here shortly. With the Ace's wheelbase so short, the washboards really make that a bucking bronco. You either have to go over them really slow, or, as some people pointed out, you go over really fast. Now, anybody that knows anything about the Aces knows that those McPherson strut spindle sections are actually cast aluminum. Not the strongest build I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of videos of people breaking them and been kind of leery about overdoing, hitting too hard on those struts on some of the washboards. So as the week progressed on, I got a lot more daring and was hitting things a lot harder, trying to test the machine, get the feel for it. Now, as you can see, this is that section down by the river. It's pretty sandy here at the beginning. As you go in a little further, you start getting to where the area starts turning into a bog. I started to avoid some of the big mud holes, just because, like I said, I was a little chicken. Yeah, you can call me chicken. That's fine. As you can kind of see here to that left trail, that starts out in water and then pretty much is water as far as I could see down that row. So I wasn't too keen on that one. Figured I'd take this one that looked a little safer. And here again, started favoring again for what looked a little safer, which led me right back into sandy trails again. Now this is about halfway up the ravine along the river. To the left, it really gets into boggy area, but they weave so many of these sand trails through here. It was a lot of fun. Some of the Banshee style ATVs, two-wheel drives, they'd really book through here. They'd fly, and you can see on the ground where a lot of them were doing donuts and whatnot. But they can usually get a lot of speed through here. So as you can see, this park has got so many trails. You can just ride to your heart's content and never hit the same, well, never ride the same trail per se. At this point, I think I'm gonna end this video and start the next one. I don't want to get my videos too long, but I really appreciate you watching, and please subscribe and check back for more videos.